So like I said, we don't get it twisted. Now know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. I hope you understood that last verse. This is verse 9. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord thy power, he is the most high, the faithful power, which keepeth his covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. So for all of those that say, oh, the commandments are out the window, oh, it's the Old Testament and this, and it no longer applies, this, and it no longer applies to us, the commandments, the laws and the statutes, and this was all the Old Testament, and when Christ came, he came to change everything. Let me tell you, you are the first the Lord is going to string up. You are the first he's going to come for. Because that is one of the greatest lies. You know when they say that thing, what's the greatest trick the devil ever pulled? Was to convince the world it didn't exist? That's one of the greatest lies of the church, of religion, and of most people that walk this earth today. That they believe that the Old Testament is all done away with. Because it tells you right here, for he says, know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, and the faithful God, which keepeth his covenant. He's a faithful God. No, he's going to keep his covenant, he's keeping his word, you know, and his mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments, talk about the Israelites, to 1,000 generations. And we haven't reached 1,000 generations yet. Okay, if you think every generation is 20, 30 years, times that by 1,000, we haven't been around 30,000 years or 20,000 years. Now for all you backbiters, that one's for you. We're going to go to, now we're going to go into the New Testament. Okay? 1 second. Shalom again, my brothers. Now we're going to go into the New Testament, because I know I've got those out of the screen to say, but this is all the Old Testament, this is all the Old Testament. And the Old Testament is a beautiful book, and you can't read the New Testament without reading the Old Testament, because everything that was prophesied in the Old Testament is in the New Testament. And if you want to look at the prophecies in the New Testament, you go back to the Old Testament. It's like the left and the right hand. Can't do presents without using both. Some of them use one, but you know what I mean. Okay, you have to have one to use the other. There's no way you can start separating this book and telling people, oh, the Old Testament no longer, you know, like I said to you, just put a curse on yourself. And the Most High see you first when you speak like that. See you first when you denounce his words. So we're going to go to Acts chapter 2, verse 21 to 22. And I know most of my Israelite brothers, they know these scriptures. They know them inside out, upside down, all the way around. This is edification for those who are still sitting on the fence, for those who still believe salvation is for everybody, and even worse, for those that know they're Hebrew Israelite, but can't get it into their head that this is just for you, you and you alone. Okay? Acts chapter 2, verse 21 to 22. And it shall come to pass that whoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. And remember, Paul wrote Acts, okay? Start again. Acts chapter 2, verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever, I know you like to say that, oh, it's for everybody, whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, not ye men of the world, ye men of the Catholics, of the Pentecostal, of the Protestant, ye men of Israel, hear these words. Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of God among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which God did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. So when it says, whosoever shall believe on him, it's whosoever out of Israel, out of the nation of Israel. Not out of the world, whosoever out of the world who believes on him can get salvation. It's out of Israel. So in the New Testament it tells you that. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. It didn't say ye men of the world, hear these words. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Okay? Old Testament. We're going to see if we can kind of go back and forth now. At first it was a matter of giving you a foundation of who was chosen and why. Now we can kind of go back and forth. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 14. Thou shalt be blessed above all people. There shall not be male or female barren among you or among your cattle. This is the Most High talking to Moses. And the Lord will take away from thee all sickness, and will put none of these evil deeds of Egypt which thou knowest upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee. And thou shalt consume all the people which the Lord thy God shall deliver thee. Thine eye shall have no pity upon them, neither shalt thou serve their gods, for that will be a snare unto thee. So that's the Lord warning us about serving all these pagan gods and these pagan religions, because it's going to be a snare unto us, and which it has been, and still is today. The Catholic religion is a snare unto us. Pentecostal is a snare. Baptism is a snare. Hinduism is a snare unto us. Islam is a snare unto us. Buddhism is a snare unto us. Sikh is a snare unto us. Hindu is a snare unto us. Protestant is a snare unto us. All of these man-made religions, because the Bible don't deal with religion. The Bible only deals with laws, commandments and statutes for the 12 tribes of Israel. But all these man-made religion and these idol worshipping and these pagan worshipping are a snare unto us. That's why we're so blinded with sleep in our eyes. We're still asleep. We need to wake up, people. Wake up. If thou shalt say in thine heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispossess them? So if you believe in your heart that Catholic and Pentecostal and Hindu and Islamism with you, how can the Most High remove it from you? Because you're totally, and when it says in your heart, it means in your mind, you're totally set on that your mind, that nothing, it can be nothing else but what it is that you've been taught. How can he's going to allow you to dwell amongst them and to die amongst them? Because you've set in yourself, without even seeking the Lord and His words, to believe in your heart that these religions are for you. When they're not. They are religions, exactly what they are. Man-made, religion, religiatus, Latin word. It means something you get up and do every day. It's a timetable you set for you. You always do that. You go to church every Sunday, you get up and do a run, that's all it means. Something you do religiously. And it was all set to control you. And the Lord is telling you here, if thou shalt say in thine heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispossess them? Thou shalt not be afraid of them, but shalt well remember what the Lord thy God did unto Pharaoh and unto the Egyptians. If we remember what the Lord did for our forefathers, if we can sit and remember, then we'll understand. We truly will. Let's go to Romans. Chapter 11, verse 1 and 2. New Testament. To all my New Testament lovers. I love the New Testament, but the Old Testament, oh, it's the foundation. It's the cornerstone that everything's set on. Without the cornerstone, the New Testament wouldn't be there. Chapter 11. Where are we? Romans chapter 11. We want. So we've got Romans chapter 11, verse 25 to verse 27. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant. This is Paul, remember, the great apostle Paul. That so many of the New Testament lovers love Paul. So listen to Paul's word then. So no, these New Testament lovers love the prophet, the apostle Paul, and believe in Paul. But these are Paul's words, which is given to him by his master, Yahweh Shai. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel. Because that's what's happened. People are become wise in their own conceits. They've got their own mixed up minds and beliefs and so forth. And so blindness has befallen them. Totally befallen them. And blindness in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall return away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. So Paul didn't say the deliverer is coming to take away the sins of any other nation, no Buddha, no Hindu, no Israel, no Ishmaelite, no Hivites, no Hittites, no Moabite, no Chinese, no Japanese, no Europeans, no white man, no, none of these people. He says, and so all Israel shall be saved. All Israel, not all the world, all the other nations, all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. As I've gone through many scriptures already, where it has written that the Most High is only dealing with Israel. And Paul knows that. Paul studied the Old Testament and know that as it is written, only Israel will be saved. There shall come out of Zion the deliverer, Yahweh Shai, ignorantly known to the world as Jesus Christ. He is the deliverer. Shall come out of Zion and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. Now, if you were listening earlier, who is Jacob? Jacob was who? Israel was renamed to Israel by the Most High. And out of Jacob come the 12 tribes of Israel. And from the 12 tribes of Israel, we have a nation of the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites. So this is why I had to go over these scriptures earlier, so you can have an understanding that when the Bible talks about Jacob, it's talking about the nation of Israel. So don't get confused. When you look at the New Testament and it talks about Jacob, it's talking about the whole nation of Israel, the Israelites, the 12 tribes. It's not just talking about one man, it's talking about the whole nation. And maybe one or two extracts were referring to Jacob in particular, but it still deals with the nation. Because out of Jacob comes a nation. Jason is our progenitor. He is one of the original Negroes. He's our forefather. Like Isaac, his father, and Abraham, his father. All of these are our forefathers, and all of these people are black. B-L-A-C-K, black. Or a shade of brown. We say black because this is what they terminology they use today, and they try to class into one group. But we are different shades of brown. Yeah? People with